Now, there are many resources out here to help victims of crimes and their families get through these difficult times. Linda Gledhill is the executive officer with the California Victim Compensation Board, and she's joining us live to talk to us about how victims of mass violence events can get the help that they deserve. Linda, thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 40 News at 11.
Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it.
Of course. So when someone becomes the victim of a traumatizing event, there are many hardships to overcome, as you can imagine, medical expenses, funeral arrangements, therapy. So is compensation an aspect that is often overlooked by victims because they're having to deal with so many other things?
It can be, yes. I mean, first I want to say my heart goes out to the victims and their families of this incident. And it's our mission to help support victims of violent crime like this. And in the immediate aftermath of a tragedy, cost may not be something that people are thinking about, but we know that these are serious costs: funeral expenses, medical expenses, mental health expenses. So CalVCB is here to help victims of violent crime. And as the payer of last resort, victims in some cases and their families, may be eligible to receive reimbursement of those very costly expenses.
And they might not know that, so this is great to talk about because they're probably watching, they're saying, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And the Victim Compensation Board has played a significant role in past mass tragedies here in California: the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting and the San Jose VTA rail yard attack, just to name a few. So how will these events influence the way you guys are going to take care of the victims of the downtown shooting?
Yes, unfortunately, we do have experience in this area. We work very closely with all of our local officials, and in this case with the Sacramento Police and Sacramento County. They've been partners with us, and in any incident, we work very closely with the local on-the-ground partners. Sometimes we also respond to the scene, and we really want to just make sure that everyone knows that we're available to help them with their costs, because costs may not show up right away. And they may, once you're eligible and you have an application on file, we can continue to pay those costs up to certain limits that we have. So we really want to make sure people get those applications in. They may not know when they need us, but we want to be there when they do.
Yeah, and let's talk about the qualifications and the limitations when seeking compensation. What are they?
So we have a maximum compensation limit of $70,000. You have 7 years up to the after the crime to apply, or if you're under the age of 21, you can apply up until age 28. You obviously must be a victim of violent crime, and people who are involved in the commission of a crime are not eligible. And it's important to note we are the payer of last resort, which means that we reimburse bills after other insurance is taken into consideration. We encourage everyone to fill out an application, though, and we'll work with you to make sure that we pursue all the things that you're eligible for.
And Linda, okay, last thing, how do we apply if we are a victim of mass violence events like the one we just saw on Sunday?
Yes, or any crime. Of course, we're talking about that mass violent event, but if you're a victim of a crime, you may be eligible. So please go to our website, which is victims.ca.gov, and fill out an application. You may also have an application mailed to you, and you can by calling our customer service center, which is 1-800-777-9229.
Perfect. And I actually checked out your website. It's great. It does list the qualifications and the categories a victim would fit in and would be eligible for compensation. So Linda Gledhill, the executive officer with the California Victim Compensation Board, joining us this morning. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting us know how we can help our victims even more. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for the opportunity, Melanie.